time for us to enter our various communities, and we are going to the Tolon district today. Yesterday we discussed a bridge. Today we are talking about school, and we understand that at the Sabegu D primary school, the pupils there are really bearing the brunt of not having furniture in the school. Our correspondent, that is our Northern Regional Bureau Chief, Shawana UC, filed this report. Let's check out the report.
From combined classrooms to severe furniture shortages, pupils of Sabegu D primary school says the poor conditions are negatively affecting their education. Speaking to ChannelOne News, some pupils complained about overcrowding due to combined classes and the lack of desks and chairs, which sometimes forces them to lie on their stomachs to write. They also mentioned the burden of washing their uniforms daily because of the dusty environment.
Banjika gugu na vile tusonte tushukuru anto bor kwese ntompe the class to durwa da papa so to bor asanzeno na vile tusonte tushukuru karwa ya katutuni katene to bazan ya ka chantuna so tinga kunta disino MP no gwamnati na vile tusonte tushukuru ayeta Nyala shukuru la tushukuru mami bivela tankana shukuru tizindila tangbana takako osi tinka tizina tangban katenya madara timera kontra gwamnati no santu tushukuru ma tankana tomiti ya shanshapo na ataku basirgani.
Although officials of the Ghana Education Service declined to comment on the matter, community leaders expressed deep concern and called for urgent intervention. According to them, the children described as future leaders deserves better learning conditions than what they are currently experiencing.
The school ma yel moxrapam. Done ayule duruma da basati. Ndambala yi de pune course kane. Kosina karma katnanya konsi nanyenge dome tiranyo konti assemble kanyo konti GS ner de ban so le sonte de monsieur na wakana biarme kunye bihma kana bedondola
ye mosmani ye shikumani mi de tubiya sukuna mamang bala kwamne so karpuna ma za karsan kuma ne san kabina betulam ndere pune biaga ni ya kabna kana bon korne per ponte ni bina so de pun ka ko yan ko ba ha ka den tin ba bi classe be je ko ka wo ba tan tar tam te ya kabna ber pun ko na do bon korne ni bina sa ne biaga kam ne karbe do yo pa ka kana tin.
The PTA chairman of the Sabegu D primary, Tahiru Abu, outlined the numerous challenges facing the school and made a passionate appeal for immediate support.
Tushukuru ya mhozanye sukutuma dutung dabade jera antapa da punima dabade jera antapa shukura karachi nima dabade babasake to lega tinga konti asa zanima no yutu yo sabya shukutuma zo ka sukutuma na zanton yo sabya ka bima bambama no jayirati.
On his part, the assembly member for the Sabegu electoral area, Amadou Seidu, said repeated efforts to get the appropriate authorities to address the situation so far yielded no results.
So as we speak now, if you come to the school, the primary 1 and that of primary 2, they have been combined into one classroom. Then primary 3 to 4, they are also in one classroom. Then primary 5 and 6 in one classroom. So if you come to their classrooms, very congested. There's no enough space for them.
He further noted that other schools within his electoral area are facing similar infrastructural and logistical challenges.
I feel so bad, and I feel that it is affecting teaching and learning. Comparing our schools to that of other schools in the urban areas, we realize that our schools, our children are lacking behind.
This, they said, is hampering both teaching and learning and making the state of teaching so inconveniencing hence impacting teaching and learning. They are calling on authorities to come to their aid to ensure they either give them furniture and also rehabilitate their school block to enhance good teaching and learning. For Channel One News, I am Shawana Yusuf reporting from Sabegu DA Primary School in the Tolong district.
So this is a report from the Tolong district, that is a Sabegu DA Primary School, which is in that state. And also the pupils are asking that at least give us the furniture so we teaching and learning can go on. We don't know how it will be for you to see your ward lying on the floor learning. That's or studying. That's something that cannot be tolerated. But anyway, Shawana Yusuf, who is another regional bureau chief, is joining us for us to understand further the backstory to this. Shawana, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Philip.
You went to this area. When you got there, what was your reaction? Because even us watching here, we are asking ourselves many questions.
Exactly. So, I mean, when I got there that day, I felt really bad. I can tell you what you're even seeing on the screens. Probably our cameras made it look a bit better. It's sad that our future leaders will have to go through this and still compete with those in, if I may put, very decent infrastructure so far as teaching and learning is concerned. Some of these pupils in remote areas go through this. They've not known what proper educational infrastructure is. At the Sabegu D primary, like you heard, inadequate teachers is also one thing they battle with. So far as the classes are combined, what it means is that one teacher will have to teach primary 1, primary 2 together, primary 3, primary 4 together. I mean, so they don't have enough teachers to even do that, even though they have combined classes. Besides the combined classrooms, they also have inadequate furniture, like you can see in the cameras there. With this particular furniture, we understand, you will notice that it is not the usual furniture that governments would provide to basic schools across the country. But this particular one, we understand, was even a donation from an NGO that operates within the region that came to their aid and brought them some furniture. And this one was actually supposed to have been for the crèche, the early childhood education people. And they brought it to the basic school. And it is still not enough. And what it tells you is that the crèche pupils have no option than to lie on their bellies. That place, there is no single furniture in their classrooms. They study on the bare floor, day in, day out, just to seek knowledge. So this is what it is. And Sabegu D Primary is not an exception. A lot of other basic schools are going through this in Northern Ghana.
All right, so as we know, the crèche level is more of, infants or young children. And I don't think that share would have worked for them. Don't you think so?
But this was a donation from a benevolent organization, and this is what they could give. You couldn't have said it's not appropriate, so we are not taking it. So they took it and they had to improvise by, or better still, giving it to those that are grown enough to use it. So that is why it is found in the basic level instead.
All right, so the crèche and the nursery level, how are they faring? I know you might not have shown them on the screen. So what did you see? What did you notice? Since they don't have the chairs.
There is no single furniture in that classroom, not even a mat. Like the bare floor is what they sleep on to recite their rhythms or whatever they come to learn in school on the daily. So you can imagine if basic is going through this, crèche is worse. And the teachers are frustrated, truth of the matter, because if the needed resources are not in place for appropriate teaching and learning to take place, teachers will definitely be frustrated. And above the frustration is also the frustration coming from the upper level of GES, saying teachers shouldn't grant interviews to journalists when they come through. And I mean, it was a hell of a thing for me to get this particular story to come through, because the head teacher wouldn't even allow me to go through with the interview. I had to go all the way to the Metro Assembly to seek permission to come back and then get the story to go through. So teachers are frustrated, just like the pupils you heard from.
Right.
For the children, they are telling us that on the daily, the frustration they even go through is after getting home tired, there is a need for them to wash their uniforms because
Yeah.
they will have to wear it again the next day because it is dirty due to the dusty floor they have to learn on. So they express frustration and they are calling for urgent support from authorities.
So clearly that means the GES knows what is happening and have done nothing about it.
Well, so for Sabegu D primary, I can say yes, because the assembly member in the PTA chairman tells me that they visited the assembly a couple of times to express their frustration about the condition of their school, and they are yet to receive results. They've gone there severally, according to them, not more than once, and they are yet to receive results from the authority. So I can say yes to this so far as Tolong District Assembly is concerned.
Right. So now how do the teachers actually grade the students? Since you say one teacher can, combine two classes together, how do you now grade the students accordingly? How do you know that you were doing the right thing, or this student is actually grasping what you were saying for the person to get into the next level?
That is where the frustration of the teachers come from, because I mean, primary 1 and primary 2 doesn't mean you are going to be teaching primary 1 people separately. When you're done, you come and teach primary 2 the content they are supposed to also consume, or what is it supposed to be like. The frustration at the Sabegu D primary school is one thing you cannot imagine. Teachers refused to speak to me on record. They didn't even want to come close to me because I was a media person. But with the particular person I spoke to, all she could tell me was that they are frustrated and they want these issues to go out, and they just wouldn't tell me more. But it's obvious that they are really stressed in there, and they don't have an option but to go on the daily to also see what they can do. But it's not good enough.
All right, so what about the parents? Anything from the parents? Because when I look at these kids, all I can see is them sitting on the floor. And as the weather changes, or as the climate changes, this can affect the floor too. So when it gets very hot, that means the floor will get hot.
Yeah.
This is it's a lot. I'm a bit emotional. What are the parents saying?
Just as emotional as you are, that's how emotional the parents are. I mean, they are trying at their own level. According to them, they think authorities don't want to pay heed to their appeals in the past. So now what they are resorting to do is to try to see if they can contribute at their own level to see how they can fix the issues confronting the school. You can see the doors and then the windows to the classrooms. It's nothing to write home about. They tell us that at night, animals now use the classroom as their place of shelter. So they come there and sleep till the next morning. And in the morning when the pupils come to school, what they meet is the deposits of the animals. And it is not a good sight for them at all. They have to spend hours trying to sweep and clean and possibly scrub with water in the classroom to make it decent enough for them to sit and learn again. And they are frustrated. One of the doors I've shown and you've been showing on the screen doesn't really look safe, and a very careful parent would not want his or her ward to go close to it because it looked like it wanted to come off any moment from now. But this is what the pupils of Sabegu D have to go through because they want to seek knowledge, because they want to better themselves and be future leaders as we expect them to be. They don't have an option. So they resort to using it as a test, and we just pray that nothing will happen as they use it and that help will come soon.
What about the leaders, the chiefs?
So I didn't get to talk to the chief because the day I got there, I didn't get access to the chief the day I got there. But some community members, the imam for the community, for example, spoke to us in an interview. He expressed frustration. He says they feel they are not part of Ghana. They feel they are not citizens, and the national cake is not getting to their level as it's supposed to have been. They are frustrated. They need help.
Shawana, before you take leave of us, the outfit of these pupils, when you go there, how tell us about it. Tell us about it.
So you can already imagine. I mean, for people who will be sitting on the bare floor, and you can see the floor is not it's not every part of it that is patched, though it was patched, but for a very long time. I understand the school has been in existence since 1997, and it has not gotten any form of renovation. The floor is dusty now because the cement on the floor that's supposed to have made it a bit better is no more. Most of them have come off, and it's a dusty floor. So majority of those who sit on the bare floor, if you see them, you are able to tell. They look so presentable. They're very dusty, and I mean that alone can even affect the uniform they have. Because if you have a new uniform and every day you need to wash it like 5 times a day to be able to go to school every day, it tells you the rate at which it will deteriorate. And I mean, their uniforms are not in a very good shape. For those you see that have very good uniforms, perhaps have chairs to sit on. In the class, there are some people who have chairs they manage on. But with the chairs you even see, when you are sitting on the chair and it is time to write, you definitely have to descend and go to the floor and put your book on the chair, and then you can write from the chair.
So no tables, no desk?
No table, no,
oh,
not at all. No table. It's just a chair. That was donated, no table. The only table I actually saw in there was that for the teacher marking the books. But there was this other classroom I entered that had about 4 tables, but they were wobbly. It's not in a very good state at all. You could see that they were managing. And the cracked walls, the state of the building itself is not safe. And I think authorities need to listen and do something urgently. If GES, the Ministry of Education, is listening, it is time to turn their focus to the Tolong district, Sabegu D primary to be precise. The assembly member tells us that there are 2 schools within his jurisdiction, and both of them are in the same state. Nothing better in the area for them.
Shawana, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
We are grateful. Shawana Yusuf is Northern Regional Bureau Chief. Chris is emotional now because you wouldn't want to have your ward sitting on the floor or lying on the floor and will always come home dirty. Abdul Rahman Swali, if I got the name right, is a community member for Tolon. Hello, sir.
Hello.
I trust you are doing well.
Yes, very well.
For 29 good years, this school has been in existence and you haven't gotten any renovation. What is the problem?
Yes, in fact, it's a big challenge. The problem is that since the school was established by what? The GDPC, that is Ghana Danish Community Program. That was the people who gave us a pavilion. And getting to 2009, our former MP, Mr. Razak, came and complete the school and put doors and windows into the school. After that, since then, we haven't seen any support from the GES about the structure. And now when you look at the structure, some of the corners are just cracked. And the floor too, there are potholes and there are cracks everywhere. So it makes it very difficult for the students to sit down and write because there are no any furniture in the classrooms. And that makes learning very difficult for the students.
So I'm sure you've reported to GES, the authorities are aware.
We reported severally because we wrote letters upon letter to GES to come to our aid, but we don't get any support from them.
Why don't you get any response from them? If not for the support, any response maybe indicating that they are working around?
The gift is that we should give them time. If anything, they will tell us. But we are not hearing anything again.
You've had district chief executives. You've had MPs. I know the current MP there is Habib, right? Habib, who is also one of the leaders in the House when it comes to Parliament. Yes. No help from the authorities there. Let's put the GS aside.
Yes, in fact, for the primary school, we even wrote letter to the MP because for the P6 there was no space for them. We get a hut just around this in the 3 classrooms. for them to be sitting there. So we even asked him to come and build even one classroom so that will help the primary 6 students to sit inside. But we didn't get anything from him.
This is the Sabegu DA primary school that we are looking at. Are there other schools bearing or facing the same challenge in your community? Or this is the only school in the community?
That is the only school we have in Sabegu community for now, yeah.
How many residents do you have in the Sabegu community?
Yes, we have about 2,000 plus.
And these children or pupils, how many, what's the school's population now?
Okay, for the school total enrollment, I can't tell you for sure, but it's more than 200.
More than 200?
Yeah.
So when we look at the population of the area, it's at 2,000. Yes. Children are in at school going age should be around how many?
It should be a very great number because it can be up to even 400 students, people in the community. But those who are in school are about 200.
Okay,
because
so
of the condition of the school.
So that means half of the school going age children are not even in school.
Yes, they are not there.
Talk less of adding the number to what is there at the school right now. That means you don't even have a place for even teaching and learning to go on.
Yes.
Wow. Anyway, well, you have the chance now. Speak to the authorities. Speak to corporate institutions. Now that you have the platform for you to talk to the general public on this particular condition.
Okay. What I just have to say is that we are appealing to a benevolent organizations, the DC and the MP, to come to our aid and help us so that we'll get a 6-unit classroom for Sabegu community, so that it will make teaching and learning conducive for the people.
Abdul, did you attend this school?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you're an old student?
Yeah.
So come again?
You say what?
During your days, was a situation like this?
Yes, I attend my primary school at Tolon DA Primary School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't go to Sabegu?
Yeah, I didn't go to Sabegu Primary School.
Okay.
But in Tolon, you actually had seats, right? You didn't sit on the floor, or did you?
In Tolon?
Yeah.
In your school, the school that you went?
Our days, that was 1994, thereabouts.
It was better?
There was some few furnitures, and we were lying in our stomach to write at that time. Yes.
Abdul, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
A community member at Tolon, and discussing this particular rather troubling story and issue in the Sabegu community. We spoke to Shawana Yusuf, who is our Northern Bureau Chief. And, well, Chris.
What I see, especially after speaking to him, is just a community that is now used to, or an area that is used to the suffering. If he went through the same thing when he was a kid, by lying on the floor to write, by lying on his stomach to write, that's why they're not doing anything. And he experienced that in 1994. He said so. Hey God.
And he said that the population of the community should be about 2,000. The children at school-going age should be about 400, but in the Sabegu school can take about 200. That is what is there now. So it tells you that 200 of the future leaders there are home.
Are home,
yes.
Sorry.
200 of the future leaders are home. So the question is, are you prioritizing education in this country or not? Elsewhere, I
think we're prioritizing it in some places.
Yeah, in some places.
Some places are not benefiting from it. I mean, kudos to the teachers that still go to school to teach. Big one. Kudos. Yeah. Because for me, I don't think I could have done it. I would have chickened out. I would have cried a lot. Do you understand? It's just too much. Or maybe I'll carry the children home.
And teach them home.
And teach them home so they can all sit on my bed or something. Do you understand?
Why you do homeschool for them?
Yes, because I cannot watch them actually learn from the floor. Last time we talked about some illnesses here. You know, we had a conversation with
the non-recognized
diseases. You understand? And they even talked about scabies, all these things. So these kids are sitting on the floor. They have to lie on the floor. They have to still wear that dirty uniform if they don't have the strength to wash it.
And go to school the next day.
And go to school the next day. And we're talking about an area that is hot. So that means the heat is piercing through that zinc to the same floor.
And they're sitting on the floor.
And they're sitting on the floor. Come on.
And on top of that, it's combined class.
And then we're talking about the creche. The creche do not even have a mat.
Yeah. Actually, when we spoke to Shawana behind
the scenes,
she said that the creche, she didn't get the chance to film these things because, you know, for obvious reasons, the school authorities wouldn't allow you to film these things. But I think that if you are an institution, as part of your social responsibilities, there's a corporate social responsibility, you would want to give some of these schools attention. We are doing this for one particular reason. We are telling the stories and we are empowering the change that is needed. At the end of the day, is the change we want. We wouldn't want it to be like what Abdul just said. In 1994, I had to go through this. So if you had to go through this in 1994, that was some 35 years ago, or 33 or 34 years ago. Abdul had to go through this. And someone again is going through this now. That in 2026, you're having children on the floor. And this is just to paint a picture of what is happening elsewhere. This is not just at the Sabegu area. If some sort of audit could be done or some sort of check could be done, there are schools within Gan West, that is Amasaman area. There are schools within Gan North. There are schools within the Ablikuma South constituency. There are schools within other regions in the country, Eastern, Western. You go everywhere, you see schools that are bearing the brand. But if something can be done by corporate institutions, I'm sure in this particular district or this particular region, there are companies that are running, making profit and all of that. You could help, at least if you get about 100 desks for these children, why not? It will go a long way to help them.
100
and also
desks, 100 chairs, 100 mats, because
yes, for the children.
Yeah, for the children.
And even these desks, if they are brought, there should be a way for it to be maintained well, because the maintenance culture is also very important, so that we will go a very long way to change the cognitive or the mindset of these children. Because if I'm growing up and this is what I'm going through, and I come down to a community or like an urban area, I see the urban area to be like abroad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey,
exactly.
So it's different from what is happening in the rural area. So a child at the age of, say, 5 or 6 in a school in the city is actually seated in an air-conditioned class and learning. You understand? Anyway, we have the assembly member for Sabegu Tolon electoral area, that is Seidu, who is joining us. Seidu, good morning. Good morning, Seidu.
Yeah, good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
Yeah, I'm fine.
As the assembly member for the electoral area, what has been the move you have done to ensure that at least the pupils of Sabegu D Primary School get the best?
In fact, I have done a lot to improve the lives of the students in Sabegu D Primary School. Because when I visited the school, I realized that they have a lot of challenges, ranging from lack of furniture, inadequate classrooms, inadequate teachers. Then from there, I took the matter up. I organized some community leaders, myself and them. We went to the Ghana Education Office, GES office in Tolong. We met the district director, then we put forward to him some of the challenges facing the school. And then he promised to fix those issues. Then we went back home for several months. We did not hear anything. So I organized them again. Then we went back to him. And when we got to him, it was the same response. Then on the floor of the assembly, I raised this matter on the floor severally. And then authorities give me promises upon promises, but nothing has been able to come out from those promises. I met the district chief executive on this matter, and then he also promised that something good will be done about it. Because I told them this issue we are talking about is affecting teaching and learning. If you come to Sabegu D primary school, as we speak, the primary 1 and that of primary 2, they have been combined. They are in one classroom. Then primary 3 and 4, they have also been combined, and that of primary 5 and 6. So when you come there, their classes are very, very congested. No space for them. And then the worst of it all, no furniture for them. They sit on the floor, they lie on their stomachs to write. And even if you enter their classrooms and you see the dusty nature of their classrooms, in fact, it's very, very bad. I must say, I am a product of that school because we started that school. I am a pioneer of the school. We started in 1997. That was the very first year my father sent me to that particular school, and that was the established year. Ever since the school was established, we haven't seen any major maintenance of the school. Even if you come to the school, the doors, the windows, they are not in good shape. And then we have made several appeals to authorities to come to our aid, but none has been materialized as we speak.
Saidu, the parents of these children, what kind of work do they do?
I think Sabegu is a farming community. Almost every single member in that community is a farmer. That is basically what they do. And some of the women are traders. So if you are not a farmer, you are a trader. Or either you are a farmer at the same time a trader. That is what they do.
Because I'm seeing a message personally that is saying that why won't the parents contribute and get the situation resolved? But from what you've said, it's beyond these parents and they can't support financially, I guess.
Yeah, sure. They can't. It's beyond. It's when you come to Sabegu, in fact, you realize that we are living in the object poverty, farming. And the kind of farming we are doing is not a commercial-based farming, just farming from hand to mouth. That is what we are doing. So to rally the people behind to contribute to do this kind of thing, in fact, it will not work. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Another issue too is that are the teachers refusing posting as a result of this situation?
Yes. Because the other time I interacted with the teachers, they even requested that I should push hard from the assembly so that they put up a teachers' quarters or bungalows for them. And that is one of the reasons why most teachers, when they are posted to the school, they don't want to stay. And I can testify that about a month ago, one teacher was posted to come to the school and teach. She came, and then because of the lack of accommodation for her, she was like, she will come today, tomorrow she will not come. Then when you try to find out, the lady will tell you that she's going around looking for accommodation to rent in Tolon town, not Sabegu town. So that has been a challenge. And already we don't have enough teachers. The last time I went to the district director with my opinion leaders, it was part of the reasons because students will come to school upon all these challenges, no teacher for them. They will come and lie their stomachs, do whatever, play, and then go back. And even those days when we were there, it was the same thing. Then we make appeals, nothing good is coming out of it. Seriously, it's word of mouth.
Okay, Saidu, any final words from you before you check leave of us?
I think my final words will be that I would like to use a platform to appeal to authorities, benevolent organizations, governments, NGOs to come to our aid in order to fix this problem for us so that they can help better the future of these children.
Very important.
Community.
Amadou Saidu, thank you so much for your time. He's the Assembly Member for the Sabegu electoral area, and he has spoken extensively about the situation there. And he also mentioned that he's an old student of the school, and this is how the school has been from 1997. Hasn't received any renovation after it was set up or established in 1997. That is some 29 years ago. But the big question is, what are the authorities doing? Well, maybe they'll have to now shift their attention to the school now that we've given it some attention here on Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV. Chris is still speechless. She can't just think far, as someone would say.
Yeah.
Seeing your ward in this
yeah.
situation and comes home dirty. I should have asked Amadou this question, how these children are learning, as in, are they really making the grades in this condition? I don't think so.
I don't think so. And you know what actually makes me sad is that this has become a culture. This has become ingrained in them since it was happening a long time ago, and nothing was done about it till now. So that means you are used. You are used to this situation.
Chris, hold on to this video. There was a video that just went by. You can see, is it bowl? Yeah, bowls under the chairs. That means these children,
they probably eat there too.
In the class.
Yeah.
In the class.
And why won't animals come there? Because the animals will think that, okay, there's food.
And they'll stay there till the next day. Well, Chris, I think we have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more. We may visit another community close to you. But that's the issue with the Sabegu community, the Sabegu D primary school within the Toulon district. Please, we are begging, if you have that will, you can do it. Please support the school. You can contact our correspondent in another regional correspondent. You can contact whoever you would want to contact and get in touch of the school and get things done. And also the member of parliament for the area, we are just urging you to lobby. Yeah, parliamentarians, you are supposed to lobby. So try and at least give these pupils the best you can, because we keep, yesterday we were the future leaders. Today we are the leaders. So we keep saying future leaders, future leaders. The future is not far from us. The future is just some few minutes or hours from today. Reason is, we just had 1st of January, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Today is 17th of February.
Yeah.
So it tells you how time is running. So the future leaders that we are thinking that they are the future leaders and all that, it will happen tomorrow and the same story could be told. But of course, we can change the story. The more reason why we are telling the story here on ChannelOne TV, and we are empowering the change that is needed.